Today we're making the famous Milanese risotto, just a few high-quality ingredients to create an incredibly flavorful dish. Stay with me until the end because I'll reveal all the secrets to achieving a creamy, glossy, and exquisite risotto, just like only a few know how to make. To help you find the part of the video you're most interested in, you'll find timestamps in the video description below. As always, you'll find all the ingredients listed in the video description, so let's get started. Let's begin by putting butter and Parmigiano Reggiano cheese in the freezer and refrigerator. I'll explain why later. Although you can make a good risotto using just hot water, since today we're making the traditional Milanese risotto, we're going to prepare a great meat broth and we'll do it in a spectacular way. Let's get started. Let's cut the vegetables, the carrot, into large pieces like this. The celery and the onion. We cut the onion in half. We remove the first layer, all the vegetables are already washed, and we add a few cloves. The aromatic cloves will certainly give the rich meat broth a much deeper and more profound flavor. We then take a good sturdy pot and carefully add some fresh water. To get a good meat broth, you need to start with cold water because this way all the vegetables and the meat will release their flavor and nutrients into the water during cooking. We add the vegetables, the carrot, the celery, but before adding the onion, we toast it in a hot pan. We heat up a pan and add the onion, just like this. This way we'll get a meat broth with a slightly more golden color and a toasted aroma. Nicely toasted, that's it. We add the onion, the beef. You can also add beef with the skin. It will give it an incredible flavor. On the chicken. And if instead of chicken you find the hen, even better. We add salt here, just a little. Salt so the broth doesn't get too salty. And if needed, we add more during the cooking of the rice. Bring it to a boil, and once it starts boiling, we skim it and let it cook for at least 4 hours on low heat. We remove some impurities, the foam that may float to the surface. The broth is ready, we strain it. If you love Italian cuisine and want to learn the most famous recipe in Italy, as well as the least known one, the one you can only try if you travel to Italy, this is the channel for you. You'll learn it with the proper technique, choosing ingredients you can find locally to achieve that authentic Italian flavor. I'm Papa Felice, and almost always together with my little Stefano, we'll be delighted to have you with us. Risotto alla Milanese is made with Carnaroli rice. But abroad we use whatever we can find. Usually Arborio rice is the one that's available. Many people toast the rice with onion and butter or with extra virgin olive oil if you use oil. Personally, I prefer to cook the onion separately with butter and toast the rice, then combine them. We finely chop a quarter of an onion. In a pan, we add a bit of butter and the chopped onion and let it stew for a couple of minutes. Instead of butter, as the Milanese tradition suggests, you can use good extra virgin olive oil. After 2 to 3 minutes on a very low flame, the onion shouldn't take on any color, then we can set it aside. And we toast the rice. This is a very important step for the success of any kind of risotto, because in this way we seal the outer surface of the rice grain and prevent the starch from relaxing too much during cooking, which could create an unpleasant gelatinous texture on the palate. We take a frying pan and start toasting the rice. With the right toasting, we get a shiny, glossy risotto with the perfect creaminess. The correct toasting time for the rice is between 2 and 3 minutes. It all depends on the amount of moisture contained in the rice. Another way to check if the rice is at the right point of toasting is by touching it. If we can already feel that it's hot, it means the toasting is just right. Then we add the garlic with the butter that we prepared. We mix well so the rice blends with the garlic, and then we deglaze with a bit of white wine. And let all the alcohol from the wine evaporate. Once all the alcohol from the wine has evaporated, we start adding the broth until the rice is completely covered. The rice should always be covered with liquid, whether it's hot water or hot meat broth. Another very important factor for a good result with any type of risotto is to always use either hot broth or hot water. For this reason, the meat broth or water, if you're using water, we always keep it in a pot over the heat to keep it hot. Medium flame, and allow it to gently cook for a good 16 to 17 minutes. Whenever we observe that the liquid is being absorbed, we should then add more broth. The cooking time of the rice is very important because just like pasta, it should remain al dente. The texture of the grain should be a little firmer. Meanwhile, in a little bit of hot water, we put the saffron threads. Since saffron threads are dry, by putting them in hot water, we prevent them from breaking during cooking. Additionally, this will help bring out the typical yellow color of the saffron. And when we reach halfway through the cooking, we add the saffron threads along with the water. If you don't have saffron threads, you can easily use saffron powder instead. If you need it, add some salt. Mine is perfect. If you need to, add a bit of salt but not too much. Remember that at the end, we'll also add Parmesan cheese, which brings its own saltiness. If you enjoyed it, consider subscribing to the channel and turning on the notification bell so you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Don't forget to like, leave a comment, and also share. This will help me a lot. 17 full minutes have now passed and the delicious rice is finally ready. Just look at how wonderfully thick and perfectly cooked it is. It doesn't have too much liquid, it's not dry, it's soft. This is the right consistency to start the mantecatura. Alright, let's start the mantecatura. We take it off the heat, add the frozen butter, and we stir. During the mantecatura process, we carefully use butter from the freezer and Parmesan from the fridge. This is because we create a thermal shock with the hot rice. This precise temperature difference will promote the right creaminess, a beautiful shine, and a wonderful fluffiness of the rice. Then add the Parmesan cheese and stir. Just melt the butter completely. This mantecatura is called onda because look at what the rice does. It makes a wave, right? The other way is this. Move the pan like this and stir it with a spoon like so. This way, the rice truly incorporates a significant amount of air, becoming incredibly light and wonderfully fluffy, and the rich, creamy texture is created as well. That's absolutely typical of a truly excellent and well-prepared risotto, and now it's perfectly ready to be plated and served. And here is our risotto alla Milanese. Let's try it. Look how creamy and shiny it is. Delicious. I think this is one of my favorites. Few ingredients, but the flavor of the butter, the Parmesan, and the touch of saffron give it an incredible and unique taste. And even though you can cook it with just hot water, the meat broth we prepared gives it a fantastic touch. Cook it yourself, let me know if you liked it, and I'll see you next time. A big hug from Papa Felice. Bye.